So, I'm going to explain what I did, how I made my 32%. Um, Basically, uh, I saw Socket Mobile go crazy. I didn't actually see it go crazy. I just noticed that it went crazy before in pre-market. And then at the opening, it went crazy too. And I was like, wow, I wish I was part of that, like most people would say. So I saw it falling, and it was pretty like horrible fall. It went from 4.06 to 3.06, dropped $1, then went up, and then it dropped again, went to 2.81. And I was like, that's low. Okay, it looks low. Looks like there's some support at 2.84. So I was like, cool. Um, One thing I noticed is that like you kind of have to think of yourself like a freaking king or queen. Like if king or queen does not buy at okay prices, they get the best prices. So this is a good mentality to have, because if you put yourself in this mentality, you will be getting those prices. So if you think of it like, I'll take a little higher price, it's okay. No, it's not okay sometimes. It can turn you in your trade into a crappy trade. So you want to you basically want to follow your strategy, and it better be a good strategy. So what my strategy was I was looking at it from a 1 day perspective, like this, and I saw the parabolic stop and reverse signal that it's finishing a downtrend. So it said here at 2.9 it's finished downtrend. So I was like, okay, let's get in this. I don't know what the hell happened, but I was so late to get into it. I got in at 2.97, okay? And to be honest, from just looking at this, it doesn't look so bad, you know? 2.97 looks like the stock is really hot right now. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out. Went to 2.85, did not go up. Okay, now number one is, before you go into every trade, set a stop loss. I think that should be obvious. Stop loss should have been like 2.8, or if you're really I don't think tight stop losses are good. I think like the more near support it is, the more realistic it is. So if I thought support was at 2.82, if it went down to 2.82, went up, whatever, sell it. Like if it hits your stop loss, that doesn't necessarily mean you should, well, good, you should sell at your stop loss. It just means you should fucking, excuse my language, you should get out of the trade. Just get out of it. As soon as it went up to here, that's okay. You lose, no problem. But that doesn't mean you should stick with the trade. I got really confused because, you know what, that's true. I got really confused. Ichimoku Cloud showed me that maybe this is just the beginning of an uptrend. Maybe this is just the beginning of an uptrend, because look, it's right there. This shows, I call this like a slide, and I call this an escalator whenever I see this. So I was like, okay, you know it's going to go up. But you know what? That's not everything. I think more important than anything else when you get in a trade is setting a stop loss. Because if you don't do that, like, set your stop loss and then do your best to get out at a decent price. It doesn't necessarily have to be, it doesn't have to be higher than the price you got in at. It's okay to take a loss, but as soon as it hits your stop loss, like some big signal should go off, a red flag should go off in your head that's saying, get out of the freaking trade. So I didn't think of it like that. I thought, have a mental stop loss. And I suppose, I don't know, it worked out in the end, but I'm still not happy about how it worked out. So what happened was, it goes down, I was bag holding, and then I was like, oh, 2.78, that's really good. You still have to get out, even if you take a loss. I cannot stress this enough, because when you bag hold, I said this in a previous video, that you gotta work with the volatility, and then you'll make money. Because had I sold, let's say I had sold here, okay, at 2.84, or even 2.89, whatever. If I thought that, okay, look, it hit my stop loss, that means I need to get out as soon as possible, at a decent time. As soon as possible at a decent time. So like, maybe I don't want to get out at 2.79, but let's say it moves up here, get out, okay? Buy more shares later. You never know, it could drop even more. As long as it hits your stop loss, that means your plan has failed. You thought it was going to go in one direction, but it went in the other direction, okay? So had I got out, I would have been able to pick it up at a lower price. Sometimes, you know, you stick with a stock and it does go up, but I mean, anyways, like I said, stock kept going down. I wish I worked with volatility. I did not work with the volatility. Had I had done that, let's say I had bought here at 2.78 or 2.79 again, like, or even just use one of your strategies, okay? So let's say it didn't work out here, and I'm going for again, use parabolic stop and reverse. So passes here, let's say you bought in at 2.75, and then maybe you sold over here or here, and you're still holding. Okay. You could still reach 2.75 again. Not a loss, you know? Like, I would have probably wanted to sell here or here, to be honest, because you should try to sell. I don't know, it depends on how you use parabolic stop reverse. Depends on your strategy. All I'm saying is, if strategy does not go the way you planned, don't hold on for your dear life, because I think I'm lucky. I honestly think I'm lucky because they came out with a press release, and then like 2 or 3 days later, they came out with another press release. I'm not sure that happens very often. I think more or less, companies come out with a press release, and then maybe like 2 weeks later, they'll come out with another press release. So like, I didn't have 2 weeks. This happens to me often. Like, I'm always thinking like, oh shoot, I'm gonna bag hold this for like a year, and then like the same day or the day after, I usually get out. Wasn't the case with this stock. Anyways, so next day, it just kind of like steadily rises from 2.4 to 2.9. Like, this is what I mean. If you just work with the volatility. Okay, so time passes by. I'm bag holding based on one fact, and that was that the last time it spiked up to past 4, it had a second spike, a second giant spike. So I was looking forward to that pattern. And I noticed that the second giant spike happened on the third, was it, 1 day, 2 days, 2 days after the first spike. So 2 days after the first spike of this stock, so it's 1, 1, 2, boom. Holy crap. Really? 1, 2. Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, it's not 1, 2, it's 1, 2. The spike should have been here. I was expecting a spike there, but it didn't happen. So I was so upset. That the spike didn't happen here. Anyways, it happened over here. I was quite happy about that. I sold here. And then that's the end of the story. One other thing is that, like, I actually saw it while I was here and whatnot. No, I woke up and I thought I was dreaming as usual. Like, you know how people, I'm so happy I have this story, because so many people have had this story where they wake up and then their stock is like super high and they're like, what? Is this real? Pinch me? So I had that. That was cool. So I saw it go up to 4.35, and I saw it dropping, and I was like kind of upset about that, but I was like, at the same time, I was like, sweet, you know, it went up a lot. Damn, like, so another important lesson which I'm going to work on is get a good broker that allows you to sell and buy and sell during pre-market and after hours, because you're so limited, especially like everyone's saying that in 2020, like at this time, a lot of action happens during pre-market. And it's true. Like, if I were just buying and selling, you would only have this. Look at the change during pre-market. Insane. Look at the change. This one's actually not too bad. But this one, 1.47 to freaking 4. Crazy, man. Crazy. So, some takeaways. Broker, having a really good broker. I made a video on that. Also super important. And like, it's funny that I'm not following all the stuff that I'm preaching. And had I had done the stuff I was preaching, I would have made way more money on this trade. Um, but I mean, like, at least I had some kind of reasoning and like decent logic, and it worked out. And I made $700 Canadian on this trade, and that's my biggest win yet. Is it my biggest win yet? No, it's not my biggest win yet. I've had way better than that. I've had like $10,000 on a trade. That's my best so far. But I don't think I've had a 30%. It was a 30% gain. Like in terms of that's just absolute value. Can you imagine what I invested to make 10,000? I don't know. So I think I invested like 50 or 60,000. So yeah, 30%, and it would have been like freaking way higher had I done those two things: work with volatility and get a good broker. Make sure you set a stop loss before every trade at the wherever you like. Man, ASTC is just continuing to go higher and higher. I wish I had jumped in this trade. It broke support. I mean, broke resistance. Wow. Damn. Well, what? This is low? ASTC is low. It went up to $7 before. Oh my god. Guys, ASTC is low. Another last thing is time. Just gonna talk to my friend. I agree. $7. $7. Lots of room. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I made sense of everything I went through, the lessons that you could take away from this. And yeah, happy trading. Peace out.